Chairman Barrasso, Ranking Member Carper, thank you for convening this important conversation. I want to extend a warm welcome to all of our witnesses, especially to Mr. Ulrich, who I claim as being from Chicago, having spent much time there, even though he now lives in a neighboring Great Lakes state. These gems in the Great Lakes are home to the world's largest freshwater system. They provide over 40 million people with drinking water, 1.5 million people with jobs, and generate billions of dollars a year in economic revenue. Approximately 15% of the U.S. gross domestic product originates within the Great Lakes Basin. And as we've heard from Mr. Ulrich, the issue of invasive species is of great concern to the region. And while we've had some successes combating these issues, we do need to prioritize issues within the invasive species battle. Combating invasive species in the Great Lakes can't simply be a zero-sum game, and we have to figure out a road forward that balances the role of the Great Lakes in our economy as well as with the environment. Mr. Ulrich, it's budget season here in D.C., and any day we will get the Trump administration's proposal to fund a government, including agencies like NOAA and EPA. Are you concerned that the budget cuts we're expecting the Trump administration to propose will hinder the region's efforts towards combating invasive species?
Thank you for the question, Senator Duckworth. Yes, we are very concerned. The funding for the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative has been a key element in keeping the Asian carp out of the Great Lakes, which could be one of the most devastating invasive species ever to come into the Great Lakes. All you have to do is ask the people on the Mississippi River and the Illinois River and the Missouri River and these other rivers about what they have done to the fishery in those areas. That funding has been critically important. I believe over $150 million has been spent over the last 7 years to stem the tide of the Asian carp. The continued funding through the State Department of the Great Lakes Fishery Commission is critically important to the sea lamprey. You've got to keep on top of them, otherwise they are going to come back and take over. They just don't go away. So on the one hand, the priority of the prevention of the Asian carp getting in, and then on the other hand, the continued management of the sea lamprey is absolutely critical. It would be nice if it were free, but it is not. Earlier questions came to the issue of the fishery community and fishers and commercial fishermen. They are fully integrated into the work that we have on the Great Lakes Fishery Commission, and they are our eyes, ears, and fishing poles out on the lake all the time and have a huge stake in it. And we incorporate their thinking. Local, state, federal government, tribal governments all work together on this effort. But really the lifeblood is the funding that comes through, and this could have a devastating effect on the Great Lakes if it were cut to the degree that has been discussed.
Well, in the case of the Asian carp, it's so invasive that you don't even need fishing poles. You just hold a net up above your boat and they jump right into it as you're driving along the Illinois River.
Yeah, they are quite dangerous for jet skiers, water skiers, and others. I've seen it myself, and it's pretty frightening.
Can you speak a little bit when it comes to the big head and the silver carp, to the role of locks and dams and needed investments in infrastructure, specifically integrating lock improvements with technology innovations at the locks that could allow barges to move, but also blocking the invasive species?
One of the key things that we are looking at is an existing lock and dam system referred to as Brandon Road. And between the U.S. Geological Survey and a number of other federal and state agencies, there's a whole, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, they're looking at a number of different innovative approaches to allow the barges through, but to keep the invasive species in this situation from getting up to Lake Michigan. And we hope eventually to provide two-way protection between the Great Lakes and the Mississippi River as well. There has been a temporary halt put on that work, which is very dangerous because we have been going too long and our luck is going to run out if we don't get those systems identified and put in place. So here, the work with the Corps of Engineers, USGS, Fish and Wildlife, the state agencies. I represent local government in my day job, and all of this is really important. So going ahead on this Brandon Road project is critically important.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you being here and your many decades of work on this issue. I
Well,
yield
thank
back.
you.